What's poppin', dogs? Mr. Allen here with some non-right triangle trig. In this video, we're going to be using law of sines to solve this triangle ABC. So we got in triangle ABC, the measure of angle B is 115 degrees, the measure of angle C is 55 degrees, and then AC is 47 feet. So let's go ahead and label this thing. We want to find all missing sides and angles. Sometimes they'll just say solve the triangle, and that implies any missing sides or angles. That's what you need to solve for, okay? So this is 115 degrees, 115. We got angle C is 55 degrees. And then I've got AC is 47 feet. All right. So there we go. We're all labeled. Sometimes they'll even just make this guy like a little b, like lowercase b, because it's across from the angle with uppercase b. We use uppercase for angles, lowercase for sides. Okay. So you'll see that. You might see this guy's a little c and this guy's a little a. Kind of hard to tell with the little c, so make sure it's real tiny, right? Otherwise, uppercase and lowercase c's kind of look the same. It's weird how they do that with letters. Like, why didn't they, why do some letters just look the same? Why can't they make a different cool c? I don't know. Anyways, these are questions we're not going to answer in this video. Let's get back to the math, okay? First up, I can figure out what angle A is, right? Yeah? I can just do 180 minus these two, which I believe would then be what? That's 55 plus 115, that's 170, so 10 degrees. I am also going to check that in my calculator to make sure I don't make some kind of a dumb mistake, That happens, you guys. And you're going to have your calculator for these problems. So why not double check? Yes, we got 170, so 180 minus 170 is... Should we double check? Should we make sure? Yep, it is. Okay, cool. All right. Moving on. So now I can set up some law of sines. And why can't I? I know I said at the start we're going to use that, but the reason being is that I have an angle and a side across from each other, okay? If I have a known angle with a side across from it that I know, I can set up a completed ratio in my super proportion for law of sines, and then I can go ahead and solve away, right? So I would have a super proportion, as I just mentioned here. 3 fractions. I don't know what the actual official name is for this, but I call it a super proportion because I think that sounds cool. And I always throw the ones that I know in the middle. So, and you can either do sine of the angle in the numerator or in the denominator. It really doesn't matter. I don't even know what the common one is. So I'm just going to go sine of 115 over 47. As long as you're consistent throughout, you're good. Okay. So then for A, it would be sine of 10 over little a. And then for C, it's going to be sine of 55 over C, right? I got all my angles in the numerator, all my sides in the denominator. All right, cool. I like that. Let's get to work, man. All right, let's cross multiply. So I'll use blue for the first one. We'll do that with the this guy here. So this is why I like to do this. I put the one that I know everything about in the middle because now I can just be like, oh, this is my proportion. I'm going to cross multiply. Okay, and then I don't have to kind of jump it over, around fractions and whatnot. So we got 47 times sine of 10 equals a times the sine of 115. And then I'll divide by the sine of 115 on both sides. All right, and this one I'm going to plug in my calculator here because that's going to equal A, right? This right here, all that equals A. I'm not going to rewrite it because then I'll run out of room. We'll plug it in our calculator. I always check to make sure I'm in the right mode first. I am currently in degree mode, okay? So we're good to go there. Sorry, my calculator's on a computer you can't see, and then I got this one handheld. I can't even look at, the screen doesn't show up, right? So that's why I'm pointing at that. All right, so quit out of that. Let's just type this all in. Alpha x to get a fraction or alpha y equals, depending on what, model calculator you have. But now you can just type it all in. 47, sine of 10. Close it. You got that all in there. Cool. And then we got sine of 115. Close my parentheses. Hit enter, and we get 9.005. So go with 9.01. Cool. I like that. So that's my A value. Boom. Wonderful. I'll put it. Nah, we don't need to do it. We got it right there. Okay, cool. Next one. We'll do it in orange. So now I'm working with C here, which would be that guy. All right. So again, this is why I like to write the one that I know everything about in the middle, because now I'm just like, oop, hide that guy. Only looking at this guy here. Okay. So C times sine of 115, C sine 115 equals 47 sine of 55, and then I can divide by sine of 115 on both sides. Boom, gone. I'm left with just C. This is what I will type into my calculator to get what C equals. Okay, So alpha x again. And then I got 47 sine of 55 over sine of 115. Close them. I think that's about it. I've even seen people like reuse their other fractions and just type the values. Like I've seen them do like, okay, I'm going to go up here, boom, right? I'm going to change this guy to 55 right here, right? And then they hit enter so they don't have to type everything in. I sometimes get a little worried on that, like if I'm going to screw something up, but it's kind of cool, right? Use those arrows, get back up, get some old formulas. It's a great way to reuse numbers as well. And holy guacamole, we got 42. Okay, 0.48. So 42.480, so 48 feet. Ooh, I forgot my feet on that one. 1 tick mark means feet. 2 tick marks means inches. All right. There we go. I got my two sides, our angle. The whole triangle is accounted for here. We've solved the triangle, as we say, or find all missing sides and angles. And the last thing I like to do is a quick check, okay, to see if things make sense. Okay, now, obviously, it's a little hard to tell, like, what's the real correct answer or whatever. But we've got ourselves, let's see here. We've got 55 degrees. My middle size side, 42.48, is across from there. Excellent. I've got an angle right here. The smallest angle has the smallest side across from it. That's also most excellent. And then lastly, my biggest side has the biggest angle. So that's also dope too. So there we go, guys. We're all ready to rock and roll. It's a wonderful little law of sines application here in an angle. What did we have originally? We had an angle side situation. Very cool. All right. That's about it. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and stay dope.